Most of all, we keep a logbook in case there is ever a problem with any food that is donated. Spoon will be able to trace the origin of the food. Since 1987, Spoon has had no problem of this kind. After expansion into big dorms, Spoon spread to the commercial eating facilities on campus. This is the central commercial cafeteria, but smaller cafes also participate. At the end of each business day, the cook leaves the muffins and pastries that were not sold.
We know all the people that work here. They know us because we've been coming here for a couple of years, and so they leave food for us. We just come in, take it, and eat. And we've always done what we said we're going to do. We've always taken it. We've always been on time. We've done our share, and they've always been grateful for us to take the extra food, off their hand. None of this is food that they would sell and make any money. So it really works out well that way. And the food is good. The food is fresh. It's just that they can't sell. I don't know what the codes are, but they cannot sell food, I guess, after, the day after it's been made. No matter how good it is, and the food is good. And what we do is take it straight to the freezers, which keeps it fresh, keeps it, good. And then it's distributed within the week. None of that you immediately see, like, the results of your work. When you get the food and you take it to the freezers, and then it's taken away. I mean, it's not like, trying to raise money and then wondering where they're going to do with the money. You're actually getting the food, delivering it. So I think it's one of the things that is actually pretty easy to get volunteers for. Well, most people I know that when you ask if they want to do it or have them like the river, they seem to say, yeah, sure, I'd love to do that. It's really not much of a time commitment to do it, once a week, or we share it with somebody, share the time with someone. We split it, do it once every other week or so. There really isn't that much time at all. Now all I have to do is just label these. Make sure I date them. That's the most important thing. And I say what they are. And the date is the 4th. And I label these as pastries. And I say where they're from. A lot of this is for our own kind of preference, but they like it. Where the food's delivered to know where it's from. And then this is our little book where we just put it in. And this book, by the way, has been full for the last year. I mean, it's just been great because there's so many volunteers and everybody's really done their job. As a result, we delivered just a ton of food last quarter and quarter before. But now I weigh these. I usually just weigh myself with them and then subtract the weight. And that's 7.5. So we got 19.5 pounds, which is much lower than we usually see on Fridays. It says that they're not making too much food, not letting too much food go to waste. And then we're all done.
Now the food waits in the freezer to be picked up. About 3 times a week, the food is picked up and taken to a food closet or soup kitchen. Today, a woman who volunteers for a soup kitchen has come to pick up the food. Sometimes a Spoon volunteer does the same job. It is good for volunteers to pick up the food and see it distributed at least once, so they can get an idea of where the food goes. It is even better if the volunteers work in the soup kitchen at least once, so that when they are freezing and transporting the food, they think about the people who will eat the food. This makes the process more personal. After working in the kitchen, a volunteer will know the tastes of the people well enough to recognize the foods that are going to be popular at the kitchen.
With those bagels, I imagine, They're not too popular with the homeless. I mean, anything that's sort of out of the ordinary. They're the most American types. Because this is just the stuff that the whatcha-bears would love. The food closet. And see, this would be perfect for the food closet. And they can wrap those individually, and they can have these gourmet specials.
This can add more satisfaction to the job. The most important aspect of picking up the food is having the means to transport the food quickly. If Stanford were more isolated from the town, it would be necessary to have a van with refrigeration capabilities. But since the drop-off points are only about 10 minutes away, the food stays frozen and fresh. Again, for determining what is the best procedure for your campus, consult your county health department. Another crucial aspect of a food salvage program is the relationship with the food distribution agencies. Students interested in food salvaging need to communicate with their local hunger relief agencies to assess the need and coordinate the best times for bringing the food to their freezers and storerooms.
Okay, wait till you see what we've got here.
We are taking the rest of the food to a different church where a lunch is being served. This load goes into a freezer and it will be prepared tomorrow. But other food from Spoon has already been prepared and served today. They took the food from the bags and cooked all of the food again.
We empty this bag, so we put some spaghetti here. This is ready to go from Spoon. The people like it because it's good quality. We regularly serve like 600 people or 600 people. We average. That's quite a lot. And we receive a lot of help from Stanford, and we're glad that you guys help us.
With the expansion of Spoon into most of the campus eateries and the inclusion of 2 churches in the program, came a great increase in the number of volunteers in the organization. Each year, more than 70 volunteers participate in Spoon. To organize these volunteers, 8 students serve as Spoon coordinators. At the beginning of every school year, Spoon coordinators solicit involvement through advertisements, dorm presentations, and community service fairs. Each coordinator is responsible for organizing volunteers for a certain sector of the campus eateries. The coordinators meet bi-monthly to exchange progress reports and suggestions for better volunteer motivation techniques. Overall, when people see that they save an enormous amount of food, they developed their own internal motivation.
Where does the leftovers usually go if they don't go to the shelter?
Throw them out.
Well, there you go.